and it is a major industry there in the US. Okay. So let me just show you here these DSP appliances, right? The thing that you use at your home that based on DSPs. People in the US, and I'm sure in Vietnam, a lot of this. So like I tell you about the cell phone, we talk about the digital cameras, digital televisions coming in the US and the rest of the world, right? So the information just getting to you it's not just the signal, the TV signal, but now it's a digital form. And a lot of the time, well, definitely will be compressed. So, we can send maybe through the cable television 500 high definition TV channel. Right? So that requires very, very dedicated smart signal processing. A lot of other things, you can use, people set up in their home and so on. So this thing is using daily life. This thing is boosting the economy in the West because of those kind of devices. And I'll show you another example thing that maybe you don't see too often. But the thing, for example, let me show a quick example. Anyone know about the city? Okay, a few of you. Nowadays, for example, you know, someone in your family have some problem, you go to see a doctor, and they recommend to have a CT, right? What it means here is the doctor wants to see inside you, right? Let's say the doctor wants to see something inside my brain. One thing they tell my brain to look inside, but the other thing is they can shoot some of this X-ray and then record them. And the big thing here is they need a big computer. Crank all those numbers and do some of those computations, and that is the DSP, and turn out to what is the image inside you. Right? It's a major invention of the 20th century. Have the doctor, we ask all the doctors what is the major scientific improvement of for medicine in the 20th century. They talk about imaging because it allows doctor can see inside a patient. And you see that there is a major advancement. Several Nobel Prizes was awarded to this kind of technology. On this day, it is my favorite example. I'm very fond of this because one of the major achievements, key fundamental contribution in this field is done by a mathematician in Vietnam. Anyone guess who? It's Dr. Quang Thuy. It's called Thuy condition. Any algorithm want to be able to reconstruct an image have to satisfy the so-called Thuy condition. And that is a mathematical algorithm, mathematical conditions, showing and listing out doctors routinely in the hospitals in the US. Okay, so it illustrated that what we need here, let me show you this. Okay, so we see here right now there's one single microphone and camera recording. Okay, and that is a traditional system in audio and video recording and playback like television. Right? The thing that in the US now people are pushing now is those devices getting cheaper and cheaper. In this room I can put not just one, but let's say 10 or 100 cameras recording from different angles. And based on that, we can put them together to a computer and I can use a very complicated DSP and can deliver something for you that you haven't been able to see before. And that big box here is what going to be needed in the processing. So let me show you that little movie here. So all of this camera now, the device is getting cheaper and cheaper. We get a lot of those, and we use better DSP. Okay, everyone get that point? Okay. Best 20 engineering achievements in the last century, in the 20th century. So like, the power grid, invention of automobile, airplane, and computer, internet, and so on. So all of these things are the ones that really driving the economy people in the world. And if you can imagine, a lot of them require a lot of the power of processing, right? And that will be the trend now. So what I want to deliver here, I can see this, the farmer, the people selling the thing in the market. In the future, they can have access to those technology. They're getting cheaper and cheaper, right? Those people are getting cheaper and cheaper. What else we have to do is just have to think smartly, invest our creativity into those little devices, and the boundary is endless, right? Just have to imagine what kind of facility you can do with this. So that is the kind of passionate message that we are the teaching team want to bring here. The DSP is very suitable tool to boost the economy and helping the developing country, right? Because it doesn't rely on the heavy equipment. We can think about that we use cheap devices, but use them smartly, using better, using it more efficiently by dividing those DSP. And we see that based on simply better understanding of mathematics, physics, and computer science. Okay, these things are the things we believe that people who are here are very strong. Okay. So let me show you here, just give you a kind of sense, and then we take maybe a few minute break after half an hour. Where we are standing now as our country, in terms of the world, in terms of developing. Okay. And I use this number from the World Bank a little bit. What here is use the so-called purchasing power. So they look at this gross domestic product, but they work it out because, for example, $1 in Vietnam worth maybe a little bit more than $1 in US in terms of how much you can buy. And the country that is really leading the world now, the US, but China is catching up very quickly. Okay. And you see that this country here, very familiar names, right? They play very well soccer as well, football. But you can see that, and Vietnam is rank number 37. So, but you can see the number here are much more than as a country we would like to see, and in terms of per person are very small. So the message I want to deliver here, really, I love to get very passionate about this, is in the future, an economy or country will have two choices. One, it would be the user of the technology. Right? The other one, the one that really driving those countries here, is the one that know how to create the technology. Need to know not just really turn the knob, but understand what inside it. And in dividing this course, we're very able that. We want to give you a very deep understanding, and I see that would potentially, we learn DSP with one goal is going to create a technology in terms of to help the people and help the economy. So that's the key message. And we want to look at that at the big pictures. Okay. And so people among here are the ones that are highly selected, and I can see people here will be the leader in that field. Right? The leader is the one that can know what the technology is going to be and want to create a new technology. Okay, and that technology would lead the economy and lead our nation. Okay, so I summarize here what is DSPs and what is going to be involved. It's going to be a field that's going to leverage the background, the strong background that we have, namely mathematics, physics, and computer science. And it's going to link those strong foundations to the application.